Question for Lisa.
Yes.
When can we see your widow's peak in WWE again?
You know, I don't know. It's not my decision. They have to make the call and invite you.
I did my job when I do these Comic-Cons and Wizard Worlds and stuff like that. Fans say, oh, you deserve to be Hall of Fame. That's all I need to hear. It makes me feel good. I did my job, they were entertained, and they loved my work.
This is my last year. I still want to be good out in the ring and people to remember and not feel sorry for me.
If they ask you to come back for like a reunion or whatever, would you say yeah?
Of course, because that's my life.
I ain't the lady to mess with.
All you Widow's Peak freaks out there, I love you so much, and I'm happy to be back. Yes.
Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell, this is Diaz.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Star.
The Royal Rumble has been absolutely amazing.
I was very, very satisfied at the end of it. I was very pleased with the surprises, who won, everything from top to bottom I think was great.
Yes. But before we get to the Royal Rumble, let's talk about two matches that happened. I hope everyone remembers what happened. I mean, I honestly kind of forgot about everything else because the Royal Rumble was so good.
Let's start with the other two matches that happened.
The other two. The pre-show. Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, is on the pre-show. The Tag Team Championship match, Charlotte Flair and Asuka versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. First of all, I have to mention Charlotte Flair looked freaking amazing with that rosy gear.
Very cute. I loved it.
Did she have two outfits?
Yeah, she did, because in the Rumble she was wearing a different one, like a darker purple kind of looking one.
And then we've got Nia and Shayna. I think both of them are also serving. They're like wearing different color, but they're connected by Nia's little eye makeup.
I know, it was super cute. It was like a Project Runway winter collection where like it's not all the same color, but like one thing connects them. And I like Shayna's gear because actually whenever she got hired, I was like, I wonder what they're gonna like make her do, because I feel like she has a very like precise like look and brand. So I think it's kind of cool how they're like playing around with like the same type of gear, but still being able to switch it around. So I think it's kind of cool how it's still different for Shayna, but still herself and true to herself, and they're not trying to change her too much.
I'll be honest, I don't remember much about this match until the whole Lacey Rick spot. What I do remember is that Asuka last couple months has been the weak one.
She totally, I mean, quite honestly, looked like shit. And it's not even her fault. It's just the way she's being booked. She's scared, like she's not a badass, like she's not the Empress of Tomorrow. Come on, like she is legit a badass, and they're booking her to this like weird, scared little corner where you almost like forget what she can do. And it was not even that long ago, I feel like, that she was like the MVP of the pandemic era, and now she's just kind of like in the back burner.
Last Rumble, I don't know if you remember, but it was Asuka versus Becky Lynch, and the whole storyline was that Asuka was the only one that got Becky scared. That was the storyline last year. Not memorable feud with Zelina and Mickey and Lana and all that. She's scared for Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte came and she took all the spotlight away. Even though she has a 2 belt,
It doesn't seem like it. It's kind of pointless for her to have 2 belts. Quite honestly, I'm with you about this match. The distraction again, and like we're supposed to believe that Charlotte is the queen and has this like so many title reigns and is daughter of a legend, is all these accolades. Yet she gets distracted by her dad's entrance music that she's been hearing since she was 2 years old every single time. Come on now, like I just don't like it at all. And then not only that, honestly, I think the only thing that came out of this match that was good was the fact that they don't have the titles anymore, and that the tag titles in the Raw Women's Championship are not going to be hand in hand anymore. I know that sounds terrible. Not even Asuka's fault. It's just the way that it was being booked. But that was the only real good thing that came out of this.
Yeah, no, I completely agreed. Like the result, it makes sense. I want this to happen finally. Just give it to someone else. Charlotte doesn't have a tag team feud that's going on for her. Asuka is not doing anything, so take it off of them and give it to Shayna, Team Shania, so they can feud with the sexy muscle friends or whatever, Riot Squad, whatever going on in that division. But Lacey, I think this is kind of divided. Some people kind of actually like it. Some people hate it.
I don't mind it. I just really wish it was more of a like student and teacher relationship without awkward, weird sexual connotations. Like it was more of a protege as opposed to let me do you vibe. You know what I mean? Like Ric Flair's like trying to teach Lacey how to do his his tricks and be like the second version of him because his very ungrateful daughter doesn't like him or doesn't appreciate all the work and help that he's giving her. You know, that angle would have been much better, like a protege versus teacher angle, and like she'd be like, I'm so much better than your daughter, as opposed to like kind of creepy sugar daddy vibes.
I'm the opposite of it. I feel like they should go all the way. Because right now, I'm not very sure why Charlotte's so obsessed about this. I feel like they should go all, like, they have to take bath together. Ric Flair wearing Lacey's bikini. Like, I don't know. Like, I just want a full-on sexy storyline. Because right now, it's not the sexy all the way. It's not the protege all the way. It's somewhere in the middle where I'm like, what the hell is going on?
So you're saying if they're going to go there, go there. Like,
go there.
Fully commit 1000%, go there. Okay. Like, if you're gonna do it bad, at least do it good bad.
But let's move to the SmackDown Women's Championship, Sasha Banks versus Carmella.
Can we first talk about their gear? Because I really wanted...
Yes.
Carmella's gear was amazing. She looks so good. I mean, Sasha, do we really know how to say anything about her gear? Her gear is always killer.
I hope she was sponsored by Louis Vuitton because I am loving all her success and glory that's happening to her lately. She's amazing. I hope she will be in BTS music video very soon. Carmella's outfit though. Oh my god.
So good. It fit her so well. She just like oozes like sexual chemistry that just like does not matter what your orientation is. I feel like everybody should be attracted to Carmella. Are you bi, you straight, are you gay? Like, oh no, I'm a Carmella holic. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And did you notice, this is kind of more in her overall thing, but I feel like every time Carmella gets going on a storyline, she always has a male counterpart. Big Cass and Enzo, and then the whole R-Truth thing, and then the whole James Ellsworth thing. Like, she always has this male counterpart, and I feel like now it's almost like a choice. And now with Reginald, I feel like now it's more of a conscious choice for some reason.
I mean, Sasha match, I think they always build up to be awesome. I didn't really love the first half where it was like Carmella taking the charge most of the time. She did some creative spots, creative diva spots, like tying Sasha's hair. You know, it didn't really work. I really don't think it worked. You can't tie a hair, can you?
You can. I've done it before. Never really stay, especially because the rope's already slippery and hair's not necessarily the best thing to tie. I did love that crazy dive that Carmella took.
You liked it?
It was crazy. Like, she almost killed herself. She just got right back up and like was on top again. Like, I was like, oh my god, is she okay? I thought it was more of a testament to Carmella to be able to bounce back from a scary bump.
The dive was so freaking scary. Oh my god, it was so scary. And I loved that little moment when Sasha was checking on Carmella. Like
she was like tapping her back.
So I love that little moment.
I feel it was a good match. I don't think it was like great or like my favorite, but going to what you were saying, I feel like anytime Sasha's involved, it's going to be a good match.
Compared to the last match they had, I liked it less. I think last match was a little more clean.
I kind of did like the story that we're telling within the match. Like, I like how Sasha hurt her knee off of her move that she always does and just kept on selling it. The only thing was like, it looked like they kept on replaying. I'm like, it just looked like she landed normally, but whatever. And also like how Sasha was going for the Three Amigos, but Carmella blocked it and then she tried to go back for it again. So I like those little like storytelling that they do tell it within the match. This just proves how much Carmella has improved as a performer in general. Because quite honestly, like, I would have never thought she would be able to hang with Sasha, and she's hanging in there with her. And like you said, the last match was better, but I was still sport entertained.
No, I love Carmella. I think Carmella is actually pretty underrated. She's actually really awesome, and I love all the creative things that she's doing with her character. It seems like her storyline with Sasha is ending here, and honestly, I don't even know what storyline progression they had from the first match to this match, because there really wasn't.
Really don't know why they were mad at each other.
I hope Carmella can kind of keep this momentum and go somewhere, because she has a great thing going. It's just not her time right now.
Okay, totally agree.
Let's talk about Royal Rumble match. Oh my god, the Women's Royal Rumble. What was our expectation going into it? Because I'm gonna tell you, I had a very, very low expectation.
Me too, especially because you didn't really hear too much of like the rumblings of who was gonna be called up from NXT, any really big surprises. So I think I went in more with an open mind.
There were already news about like COVID hitting Mia, so I was wondering like how's that gonna affect like special appearances? How does that even work with 30 people being involved? I had a lot of questions about this working, so I just had a really low expectation, but obviously they did this. So we're gonna talk about the final 3 at the end, but let's go through the numbers. With number 1, Bailey. I love that she shaved the part of her hair, Cole, and she realized that Cole was not in the commentary for this match.
That's great. I had no idea, but I love this whole Michael Cole versus Bailey storyline. They should just have a big blow-off match.
I don't think Bailey like really stood out in this match. She had some cool eliminations, like when she powerbombed Ruby out of the apron. I think that was really cool. She was eliminated kind of weirdly, like right or during the countdown or during when the person was coming out or something.
Yeah, we like missed it. Like,
yeah.
I feel like in the Royal Rumble, there's a lot of moving parts, so I see how directing this specifically match can be hard for the camera angles. But also, I feel like since you know that's gonna happen, you should even be more on top of it so you don't miss anything. Come on, yo, how long have you been doing the Rumble? You know this happens. So it was very anticlimactic that we didn't see Bailey get eliminated. But I think it was kind of cool how she came out first. I think it kind of goes with her character.
There was this like really random moment when she like kind of just tapped Rhea's hair, and Rhea's like, what the f? She's just really working her character. I freaking love it. But number 2, Naomi.
I was so happy because she was my pick to win, even if I had no idea if she was going to be in it or not. She was totally my pick to win. So I was very, very, very excited to see her.
And she looks freaking gorgeous.
So good. That's another one too who always has great gear, and she like the ideas that she comes up with and the different things that she does with it. It's so good. I will say this about her though. I know she always has crazy cool ways, innovative ways to not get eliminated from the Rumble. This one was a little pushing it for me. She landed basically in a fetal position, so her feet didn't touch the floor. I liked her using Bianca Belair's hair like Rapunzel, like tangled and pulling and climbing up. That was really cool and creative.
I liked it.
The whole like her feet not touching. I mean, I know it's technically you didn't do it, but I'm like, come on now, you know?
But what really stood out was her interaction with Bianca throughout the match. Because at first I saw them working together and I was like, girls, why are you fighting? Like, why don't you just dominate the entire thing together? But at the end, they started really working together, which we saw some amazing spots of them like, what even is it? They like work together to like get back on the ring, remember?
Oh, okay, now I do remember. Yes, that's what it's called. It's called skin the cat, which is weird word for saying that. But when somebody's over the rope and they kind of pull themselves back into the ring backwards, yeah, it's called skin the cat.
So they skinned the cats together and looked amazing. After seeing this, I am sure everyone else is also like super excited about either a tag team or feud between Bianca and Naomi.
I feel like Naomi always comes back and is always great and exciting. And then she's just not pushed to her full potential. And then they do nothing with her. And so I get excited every time she comes back. And I feel like I get disappointed every time she comes back because they don't use her enough. And she's like, can do so much. Like you said, a feud or a partnership would be great. I just hope that they... Come on, do something with her. She's back again. Come on.
Well, it seems like now she's Lana's partner going for the tag team championship, which I'm like, huh?
And now she's like, you can depend on me. Why?
At least someone came to their senses that Lana versus Nia storyline will not happen because they're tag team. Let's use Naomi here.
Another random tag team put together, but...
Number 3, Bianca. When she came in as 3rd, I was like, there's no way someone's winning as number 3. But this Rumble was all about our men. Let's talk more about Bianca at the end because she's a winner. Number 4, Billie Kay.
So good. I'm so glad she came out with her little photo resume, her little headshot. So entertaining. The fact that she went directly to the commentator's booth was great. I feel like, why would you want to get into the ring right away if the whole point was trying to stay the longest? Goes perfectly with her character. She is so damn entertaining. More of Billie Kay, please. Like, seriously, so entertaining.
No, I freaking loved it. And we were thinking, like, is this gonna build up till she meets Peyton Royce coming out? But then it was Jillian Hall, and we formed Billy and Jilly, which was amazing. It was a repetition until Jillian Hall. It worked perfectly. I loved it. I also loved her later interaction with Peyton Royce, which we'll talk about, but just so good. Billie Kay, awesome.
Put her on everything. Make her be like the Asuka. It's weird saying that, Billie Kay, the new Asuka, but you know when Asuka was like literally everywhere, I want that for Billie Kay.
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't seen the women's comedy character in a while, I feel like.
Totally. And then I feel like whenever Jillian Hall came on, I was like, oh yeah, she was also comedic gold. So this worked out great.
Did Jillian pass the torch to Billie Kay? Number 5 is Shotzi Blackheart. She was the first and only elimination for like a while.
I'm so disappointed. I don't understand why they do this. Like, what's the point of bringing her in from NXT? I mean, who knows? She's probably not even in the main roster because this is her second Royal Rumble. And then have her be eliminated right away, especially because she's being exposed to an audience that might not watch NXT, might not know who she is. And she's so, like, just a ball of fury that I want people to see her more. And I don't even think she even got a chance to shine. Like,
so how I'm thinking about Royal Rumble is that what kind of moment that each person had. And I think Shotzi's moment was coming out with that tank that twirled to shoot a ball at Billie, I think? And she got eliminated by Shayna, which is kind of like, I guess, is a callback to a famous elimination when Shotzi eliminated Shayna, so maybe that's a little callback. I don't know.
I know it sounds bad, but like I'm telling you, every time Shotzi wrestles, she almost dies. I wish she had one of her patented almost dying but didn't die spots in this match.
Number 6 was Shayna Baszler. She had tons of eliminations.
As per usual, I thought it was kind of cool how she choked out Victoria. I know we're going to mention that a little bit more, but I thought that was kind of interesting, cool pairing that I'm like, I think I kind of want to see more of this.
So Rhea Ripley was the most elimination with 7 eliminations, but Shayna Baszler was 6. But I do remember Shayna's elimination more because it was all the legends. So she eliminated Victoria. She also eliminated Tori Wilson, Naomi. So it's just like it sticks out to you.
Totally, and I think it says a lot whenever they like let you eliminate like the legends and stuff, or like you're assigned to. So I think that says a lot for Shayna. And plus, it's believable. Like, yeah, of course she would be able to kick everybody's ass.
Number 7, Toni Storm.
So anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Seriously, so anticlimactic. Like, I think the most thing that I remember about Toni Storm was her saying no to Billie.
That's what I was thinking too.
I love Toni Storm. I like her a lot, but
she got eliminated right away when Rhea came in.
I think that was kind of cool because it was kind of like going off of NXT, but then I was just like, we didn't get to see anything about her once again, going back to the whole like new audience, bigger audience. They don't know who Toni Storm is. They probably forgot she was even in the match. They couldn't tell you anything about her.
I know that you are a big Toni Storm fan, but I think her character at this point is
it's like floating. Like, and I feel like her turning heel was supposed to like kickstart her character again, but it didn't.
I think she has what it takes to be the star. She's got the look, she's got great wrestling skills, but she just never showed me that extra alpha yet, on WWE at least. Jillian Hall was number 8, absolutely freaking amazing. We screamed!
We all did. Go back and watch the live stream and we will see us all scream. I was so happy for her. She looked great.
I love that she came out with that slice.
She looked so good. I totally remember whenever her like song was like number 1 on iTunes or something for a while.
And surprisingly, she did a really good job in the ring. Like solid wrestling too.
It was solid performance that like all around, like, and it's always so cool when they bring back people that you don't necessarily see all the time, like Jillian Hall. So I was very excited for that. I hope they bring her in strategically, maybe like do a little bit with Billie Kay. That would be so funny, so good. Her performance overall was really good. I was like, is she gonna bust out her 450? But I know that would be kind of hard to hit it with a ring full of women, but still, she did great.
The only thing I was disappointed was I think she should have performed with Bad Bunny.
That would be great. Yo perreo sola.
Number 9 was Ruby Riott. I don't much, yeah.
I know, and it sucks because with a 30-person match, it's kind of hard for everybody to have like even a tiny standout moment, and there's just gonna be those people who are just like pawns. But I know she did kind of like work with Billie Kay for a little bit together, but there's not really anything super stands out.
And number 10, I literally lost my shit. Lost my shit!
Shut
Oh my god, they finally did it! Victoria came back to Royal Rumble. For the first time in 2009, she's back in WWE ring.
This is the biggest pop of the night for us, at least. It was amazing. As soon as her music hit, oh my gosh, I was like, why? I could not believe it. I am so happy for her. I just like her interview afterwards was so everything. Like you could just feel the raw emotion and how like grateful she was to be there, and she looked good. She did great. I thought it said a lot for her, like I said, to be choked out by Shayna, but it was really good. I thought she was gonna bust out with her moonsault, and I was sad that she didn't. But we did see a Widow's Peak.
Love that little Widow's Peak battle with Peyton Royce. I was like, Victoria, hit it, because it was right before the next one's gonna come out. So I was like, Victoria, hit it, and she did.
Before they cut away.
She kind of had to hit it before she moved her hand to the neck. Yeah. But like, she had to do what she had to do. I was so happy for Victoria because the first time I interviewed, I asked her about Royal Rumble and she was just like, she doesn't know why she's not getting called by WWE. And the second time, I got the vibe that she's retiring and she kind of let that thought or hope go. And for her to get that moment was like really nice, really nice.
It is, and that once again, it's one of those women that they haven't used for a really long time, but was extremely influential. Like, she was definitely super influential to me, so it's great to see her. And like, I get it's cool seeing like the usuals, but it's kind of like almost gets repetitive, and they had so many other women they could choose from. So I'm so glad to see like Jillian Hall, especially Victoria.
I can't remember the last time I teared up watching wrestling, but this was probably I was crying at watching this Royal Rumble. This was really awesome. Number 11, Peyton Royce. I love the cute Iconics moment with Billy.
Yeah, it was just enough too, because I thought it was gonna be like you said. I thought it was gonna be when she walked down, and that's when actually somebody agreed to her. But I thought it was just enough of an Iconics moment to not like. I thought they were gonna get back together, quite honestly.
Yeah, and then Billy was like torn because she's in Riot Squad and all that. That was really cute. And the Widow's Peak battle. Great time. I loved it. Number 12 was Santana Guerra. To be honest, quite a surprising choice.
Where the hell has she been? Why hasn't somebody, it's like, we're not going to use Santana, even though we have this great talent who looks great. We're not going to use her. But hey, come on into the Royal Rumble. Come on. We don't use you. Nobody knows you because we don't use you. But hey, come to the Royal Rumble. It's a party. Everybody's invited.
One thing I definitely do remember is her amazing elimination. She was like split.
That was really cool. I just don't understand why she's not used more. Like, I feel like I was saying this in a very exclusive Discord chat. So if you guys were on Discord, you would have known this already. But I was saying she has that very good polished WWE look where she looks like a pro. Like, I know she comes from the indies, but a lot of people who come from the indies look indie. Like, look very independent, look like they came from the indies. And Santana Garrett does it. And even when she was in the indies, she didn't look like she was in the indies. She looked like a pro. So I feel like she already has this polished, ready for TV look where she doesn't look like she was in the indies, but has the in-ring experience from the indies. And I feel like that's like, you either are an internet darling from the indies who doesn't really necessarily have the WWE look, or you have the WWE look who has no idea about wrestling because you were a fitness model or CrossFit person. And she, I think, marriages both of them so good. So I'm like, why aren't you being used more? So hopefully this is like a spark for her to be used more.
Number 13, we've got Liv Morgan looking like a Christina Aguilera realness. She's got some good moment with Riot Squad again with Billy Kay, but other than that, I don't remember much from her.
No, me either. Just like you said, like the same thing. Like I remember her gear being from Christina Aguilera Dirty.
At least she was in there for more than 10 seconds, which she can't say about that before. Rhea Ripley came in. I think this was the start of the second act of Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley came. She was the most elimination. She got rid of Toni Storm right away.
She looked great. She looked like a star. Like even the little changes in her look and her gear, I think elevated her. I think it was a good call to get eliminated of Toni Storm right away, especially because I have that little history with NXT. But she looked really good. Also, I know we're probably going to talk about this more, but I do want to mention it, how she was not putting up with Alexa Bliss's shit. Like, she's not going to be like waiting there for her to turn and be like, oh wow, you're somebody different. Now she's like, screw this. I'm not just going to stand here and look at you while you anamorph into whatever you are.
I know that Rhea loves Dragon Ball, So, like, she knew the moment that transformation is happening.
I've seen this in Dragon Ball Z before. I'm gonna stop you before you turn Super Saiyans. And I think it'd be kind of cool if we see an Alexa Bliss Rhea feud, because I feel like Rhea's more of a like darker, cool personality that I feel like she welcomes that darkness, so she's not scared of it. So it'd be kind of cool going up against her as opposed to like Asuka being like, oh no, I'm scared.
For number 15, Charlotte Flair came out with a new gear, which is so awesome. But we're going to talk about her a little more at the end. But she had that, again, she had another whole thing with Lacey and Rick.
I'm telling you, often can you be distracted by a song that you've been hearing for all your life?
Honestly, I think that's just kind of like a Fastlane feud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But did you notice when her and Asuka was doing an interview before their match, Asuka left first and Charlotte was kind of intensely looking at Asuka?
Oh, interesting. I did not notice that.
So I think the Raw Women's Championship match going into WrestleMania might be Asuka versus Charlotte.
I feel like Asuka's not going to be champion going into WrestleMania.
Oh.
So, I don't know who will be, but I don't think it's Asuka.
So we've got number 16, Dana Brooke with absolutely amazing gear.
Oh, good. This is my favorite. Dana Brooke has probably like tens and thousands sets of gear because for a while there, every week she had a new gear. I think this has to be probably my favorite.
I love that whenever Royal Rumble or what happens, she like goes at Tori Wilson every time.
That is true. I didn't notice. And that bump she took on the apron, oh my gosh. She's been taking these crazy bumps. I know everybody was all worried about Nia giving her that crazy power bomb chokeslam thing, but I think she took it well. Like, I think it looked brutal, and that was great. And I know this is another match, but I think Dana took it like a champion. She took this crazy apron bump too, like a champion. She keeps on taking all these crazy bumps safely. I think there's something in it for her here. Like, I think this is what will propel her to the next level if she keeps on taking memorable bumps.
Number 17, we've got Tori Wilson, and she looked great. She wore this like white version of the outfit that she wore for at least, I think, Evolution. This time around, she was on the first Rumble, and now this one. I think she did everything so much better this time.
I totally agree. I feel like she maybe knew about it sooner or like had a little bit more time to prepare, but she definitely felt more ready, more crisp. Like, she didn't skip a beat this time. The last time she maybe skipped like a beat or two. This time she didn't skip any beats. She was right on tempo. And I don't know what her and R-Truth are drinking, but they're not aging at all. Oh my God, she looks so good.
Number 18, Lacey Evans. We've already talked kind of about this. Just take it somewhere. Number 19, we've got Mickie James. She's billed as Legend, and she's got a great moment with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, she really did. I also want to point out that how cool her gear is. I loved her new gear with all like the fringes and stuff. She looked really good too.
Her new gear kind of looked like Stephanie McMahon's.
Ooh, it kind of did.
I'm just a little confused about Mickie James's gear situation, because usually people have this like one style and they just kind of do variations of color of like, Mickie has just like this random ass gear after gear that like looks completely different from each other. One's like a Wonder Woman, one's like her usual bell bottom, and this one is like Stephanie McMahon. I am like, what is going on, Mickie?
It's just because there's so much time between that she wrestles that she has a lot of time to get new gear. But she did have a really good moment with Charlotte, which I'm so glad she at least had a moment, because I was worried that she would get lost in the mix, kind of like a Ruby Riott or Liv Morgan type, that you don't even like blink and like, oh, what happened to him? So I'm glad she did have her standout moment. I know she's labeled as a legend. Does that mean we're not gonna see her as much in the ring now? I don't know. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Number 20, we've got Nikki Cross. She's one of those people that kind of like has no momentum going on. Also, what kind of theme song was that?
I don't know. When it first came out, I'm like, why did they change her entrance music? Her entrance music was great and for her, and it's now just like a generic theme song. She like slightly changed her look, and I kind of like it too. I liked it. How you were talking about how she's not doing anything either. I kind of wish they could have really done a whole storyline with Alexa and her like fighting over being best friends and be like, oh, you're still my friend. I know you're still in there. And they could have a big blow-off match at a pay-per-view. The ball was dropped on this one. I know they wrestled it on Raw, and I felt like that could have been the whole thing, like they could have been doing this the whole time. Now all of a sudden pick it back up, like they did it and then they forgot about it and now they're doing it again. So I don't know.
21, we got Alicia Fox, and
Hey, Foxy!
she looks so freaking good. But the moment after she came out, R-Truth was following her. I'm like, oh my god, hell no. What the hell? Like, don't steal Alicia's moment. Turns out, it's Alicia's moment.
I know. We all thought too. I think we all had that thought in our head, like, oh no, do not do that. I'm like, oh wait, this is her time to shine. I was so glad she was 24/7 champion. I only wish she could have kept it a little bit longer though. She should have kept it a little bit longer. Because can you imagine the shenanigans that Alicia Fox would do with a 24/7 championship? Oh my, that would be amazing. So good, so entertaining, and I feel like it's like kind of like right up her character.
I love this. Honestly, I think there are some mixed reactions about it, but I think this was great. This is kind of a great way to kind of like give breaks in between Royal Rumble, and this is like a memorable moment that we still remember very vividly. It stands out.
I agree. We're talking about it right now. It was memorable. I know it's just like, oh, whatever, it's just a 24/7 champion belt or title, but I mean, she deserves as many accomplishments as she can get because she's so entertaining and as good as what she does. Only thing I really wish we could have seen her Northern Lights suplex just because it's so pretty, or her head scissors kick. Both of those moves, she does better than anybody else.
We got number 22, Mandy Rose. Number 23. I have no notes. I'm sorry.
Me either.
I mean, she has the tag team storyline going. Does she? No, that's Naomi and Lana. Oh.
I don't know. Whenever she comes up with Dana, and Dana is all flexing and stuff, and I feel like she's like, come on, we're doing this, come on. Like, she's the friend that makes you do stuff even though you really kind of don't want to do it. Because I feel like every time Mandy poses, she's just like...
Is someone snoring?
Yes, it's my dog rocking.
Number 23, Dakota Kai. What'd you think?
Why are you doing this to NXT people?
Agreed, yeah.
If you're gonna bring up somebody from NXT, they should have at least one bigger memorable moment, because like I said, not everybody who's watching Royal Rumble watches NXT or is not even familiar with them, and all of a sudden you get these people that they never really seen before, and if you want them to, like, oh, what if Dakota Kai did something really cool, and like, oh, that was cool, look her up, like, oh, she's on NXT, I'm gonna watch NXT. But I feel like a lot of the NXT people didn't even get that tiny little moment to let us know who they are or want us to know more about them if people didn't know who they are.
I almost wish there was Raquel Gonzalez in here. I think she would have been able to do a lot in Royal Rumble. But 24, Carmella with Reggie. I think Carmella brought some shenanigans with Reggie, and I think those spots were cute.
Yeah, they were cute. I don't think they were necessary. I didn't think she necessarily had to pull double duty, quite honestly. But
25, Tamina. She had some great spot with Nia Jax in the ring. I thought that was very enjoyable. Whenever they tease that family stuff, I'm like, yes, give it to me.
Totally. I want that. I want that for Tamina. I feel like that would be a great role for her and like kind of play that up. And I thought they were going to go more into it. But even that little tease was enough for us to even have something to talk about with Tamina. Like even just a certain look or like that certain pause, which is crazy because I'm not saying like every single person has to go in there and hit their finisher. No. Tamina really, it was a look. And we're like, oh, so.
It was with Shayna Baszler, because Shayna's her current partner, but she wants to be with her sister. Or like, it's like, just like, yeah. The next is 26. Lana made her return, and she looked upset. She was walking. I was like, yeah, she's gonna go for Shayna. She's gonna go for Shayna. She goes for Rhea Ripley.
That made no sense whatsoever. I was just like, oh, okay, this is not what I wanted, but I guess I'll take it. You know when you're at a restaurant and you order something and then you end up getting something that you didn't order, but then you eat it and you're like, oh, it's fine. That's kind of what this was. Also, shout out to Mateo, who was in our live stream, who said what Lana was wearing is basically the same look that every body drag queen wears before. I'm like, oh, which is super cute and pretty. I liked it.
I liked it.
It's so true though, but I really liked it. It was kind of like a hot lingerie nod, but I liked it. I mean, Lana really looks good in anything, but it just didn't make sense. Like, Why she came out looking pissed off. She came out looking still bothered that she got put through a table 78 times. But then she goes into like, oh, hi, Rhea.
She had this nice spot with Nia Jax, and I was like, okay, this is her, I guess this is a payoff for all the million table spots she got. But I guess now that she's going for the tag title, maybe there'll be more storyline coming, so we'll see how that goes. 27 is Alexa Bliss, and as we've already talked about, I was honestly really scared about two things. I thought she was going to win.
I thought so too.
And then secondly, I thought she was going to have 3 versions of Alexa Bliss entrance. Knowing that there's not enough people already announced to be in the match, I was like, oh my god, Alexa's going to have 3 entrants, isn't she? Luckily, she did not have it, and she was eliminated right away.
I'm surprised they haven't done this version of Alexa. Remember that version of Alexa? The very early NXT version of Alexa? Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't reverted back to that. I also did think she was going to win. I'm glad she didn't take up too many spaces. I'm so glad she got eliminated right away with Rhea. I think that worked out perfectly. But each week, her character does get better and better. I just really wish her dark character was more of a change. Then her regular stuff is like, ooh, dark makeup, dark lipstick equals heel, equals bad. It's like Candice LeRae when she first turned heel. Like, I can wear dark makeup, which means I'm a heel. You know what I mean? But
28, we've got Ember Moon. She did some great eclipse on Shayna Baszler.
I just wish she could have done a little bit more. You know, I feel like that's how I feel about most of Ember's career. It's like, I just wish she will be able to do a little bit more, which I know she's able to, but I wish she was just allowed to be able to do a little bit more.
Nia Jax came in next as number 29. She had 4 elimination, which was great, but she was in there for only 2 and like about 3 minutes, being eliminated by Lana. So she was in there, did her thing, eliminated 4 people, went back home.
Work smarter, not harder.
Number 30 was, as already announced, was Natalya. What do you think of her outfit, by the way? It was very different from her usual.
Tagging with Shayna. You didn't know that? I mean, that's what it looked like. I mean, it looks good. And I know she's like always used to wearing pink and black. And I totally feel her because I feel like I pegged myself into a hole, that sounded weird, where I'm only wearing red, white, and green. So it's kind of like hard to make a variation of that. But yay! That's a cute little one too. So I thought it was cool to see that. But also, I just right away, as soon as I saw her, I'm like, is she tagging with Shayna? Like,
that kind of looked like the outfit that Mickie James wore when she had a botch finish, the vet.
Oh yeah!
I kind of liked it. I'm glad that she's exploring things outside. Did you know that Becky Lynch teased a photo of her being behind like curtain?
Really? No.
Okay, so she did that. And then also there was this whole thing where Natty posted a photo of Trish.
Well, I saw that. So everybody made a whole big deal about it. And then when we were watching, I kept on saying, Trish, because I kept on trying to guess the next person. And I kept on guessing Trish because of that.
And then we had that familiar spot where she was walking out and then she got attacked by Nia and Shayna, making us think like, oh shit, it's going to be either Becky Lynch or Trish Stratus that's going to replace her. Yeah. So it was a fake tease. Sure. So I think it was calculated at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I really thought it was gonna be she gets beat up, somebody else takes her spot. I like 1,000%. I thought that was gonna happen.
That was a good tease. I was like, I like a little tease, you know. So let's now talk about the final 3. We've got Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. I love that Bianca and Rhea teamed up to get rid of Charlotte as soon as possible.
As they should.
As they should. It makes sense, first of all, but also it was like constipation going away because throughout the entire show, they would keep saying that Charlotte's gonna be a 2-time first, like back-to-back winner, and I'm like, why are they saying this? So I'm glad that that's gone out of the way.
And I'm so glad the way that, like you said, that she got eliminated, because as soon as she got eliminated, you knew that obviously Rhea or Bianca was going to win. But either one, I was excited about. Obviously, I was more excited one over the other, but it was still new and refreshing, something not the usual. So it was really cool to see that, and like that whole build up that they both had, because usually I feel like when it comes down to the last 2, the last 3, it almost goes by super fast. So I'm glad they had some time to kind of show what they could do, not only individual but kind of against each other. That whole double face buster, which is usually a hair bill, but they made it so much cooler of a face buster. Double down thing was so good. They made it look so vicious, and that's usually which it doesn't seem like it, but that's usually like a diva spot because that's usually the double down instead of like a double close, and they do the double hair bow. But this one looked brutal. Like, it looked so good.
What I loved the most about this last two was that they are the future of WWE Women's Division. Charlotte Flair winning last year, I honestly don't think she needed it, and I said this like multiple times. Royal Rumble is to build someone up for WrestleMania, and I'm so freaking glad that it is Bianca Belair and Rhea that was at the spot. Again, great finisher teasing, and then Belair clotheslined the heck out of Rhea Ripley.
Oh, it was so hard. I think that was the hardest she's ever clotheslined, and it worked so good though. It was awesome, and like the build up to it, like you could kind of almost like feel the tension build up to each like move that did, and that big stiff clothesline was a good one.
Oh, I'm so happy that Bianca won.
And then her touching interview that she gave afterwards with her promo, you could just feel it. And then especially after watching the Bianca Belair Chronicle on the network, after seeing that, which by the way, if you have not seen it, I totally recommend to go see it. I mean, you just will fall in love with Bianca Belair even more, because I don't know who doesn't already love her, but just seeing give her that speech afterwards, how emotional she got, it was just like, yes, good. The right person won 1,000%.
I was kind of nervous about her being face for a very long time because WWE doesn't know how to write face. But on top of that, Bianca is just so good as heel. She's got that cocky personality that she does so well. Watching this promo, I was like, I'm good. This was the best babyface promo I've seen in a long time.
And you're so right, though, because her character, her whole EST, which is amazing, is a heel character. You shouldn't be cheering for somebody who says they're the best at everything. But like you said, that promo, her reaction totally made it like she's a bona fide babyface for a while now. But I do agree with you. I think I like her work a little bit more as a heel because she brings all that sass. But I'm excited to see what she can do as a face. She's definitely a star.
Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. The chills.
Yes. Let's do it. Yes. Come on.
Like the WrestleMania feud, two brightest star, two black women. It just is so right in so many different ways.
Totally. And the first Bianca Belair was the first black woman to win the Rumble too, which I think is amazing. But her and Sasha would have epic matches because I feel like Sasha's always like down to do whatever, like all these crazy spots, and I think Bianca can do those crazy spots that Sasha wants to do. So I think she would learn so much from Sasha. I mean, she's still like newer in the business, but I really hope it happens. And I just imagine the promos to that because I feel like both of them are pretty solid promos.
So overall, what did you think of Royal Rumble?
So good. I loved it. I think it was. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it was my favorite Rumble.
It's tough because 2018 just has such a historical meaning to it. But this one, just as a match, it had everything. It had the surprise. It had the comedy. It had the athleticism. It had a great storyline. It was just perfect in every way. And I just had an awesome time watching it.
It was so good. And it was so fun watching with you and along everybody else. So it was really cool being able to experience that together, even if we weren't in the same room. But it was awesome to see the cultivation of women that have come throughout the years be celebrated all in one match. I mean, it was crazy. I remember when they first came out saying they're going to have a women's rumble, everybody was like, oh, having two rumbles in one match is going to be too much. But now I think it's like looked forward to. And I think that's just a testament to evolution of women's wrestling as a whole. So I think it was awesome. All around, great time.
Thank you so much for watching this long-ass video. I'm already scared about editing this, but...
Oh, I'm bad. I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, we're still talking, but it's just so good.
Paloma, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Paloma Star on Instagram and Twitter. And DS, where can we find you?
You can find me at DS and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter.
And also, don't forget to join our Patreon because you can join our very exclusive Discord in every tier that you join. And you'll get some wrestling tea. You'll even get some personal tea in there. And join the fun. It's lots of fun.
See you next time. Bye.